Modify and apply point labels. After completing this video, you will be able to add and edit point labels and assign point label styles. In order to add labels to just one or more points without using a point group, you can select those points in the model. Then on the contextual ribbon that appears, General Tools tab, click Properties. In the Properties palette, you can change the style for the point itself and change the label that you want to use. Label styles control what data appears next to a point, like elevation, point number, or the description. To create a new style, you'll go to the Toolspace Settings tab, then expand Point, and expand Label Styles. You can see a number of styles come default in this template that was used. To create a new style, I'll simply right-click on Label Styles and click New. In the dialog box that appears, I give it a name. Then on the General tab, I select the style that will be used for the text and whether this is visible or not. Sometimes you need to just label things temporarily, so you might not want them visible. Then you can choose the orientation. So is it going to be oriented to the object, the point, or the view? If the north is rotated, it will rotate with north, or the world coordinate system. I'll use mine set to the object. Then I can choose the readability. If you want it plan readable, it needs to be read from the bottom or the right-hand side of the drawing. However, readability bias can be set separately so that at 90 degrees, it will stay read from the right side. At 91, it will still be read from the right side. But when it gets to 110 degrees, it will be read from the bottom of the drawing. On the Layout tab, this is where the magic happens. You can have different components added. And this one is going to be a northeast and elevation. So I'm going to take the point number off by clicking the X. Leave the elevation, but then take the description off by also clicking the X. Now I need to add additional items. So I'm going to use the plus symbol to add a new text component. For the name, I'll give it my north, and I can anchor it to the feature, or I can anchor it to the elevation. If I anchor it to the elevation, the anchor point is going to reference that elevation text to place the text. The anchor point, I'm going to use the top left. Then for the attachment, I'll use the bottom left. That way the label text ends up directly over the elevation. And for the content, I need to add information to the content area. So instead of saying label text, I'll click the ellipsis and tell it this will be my northing. Set the precision and units. And when I'm ready, I'll highlight label text in the box on the right and click the arrow to place that information according to the modified values I set. Click OK and add yet another label. This one will be my easting. This time I'll anchor it to north, going at the top left, and the attachment of that text will be the bottom left. So again, it ends up above the last piece of text. And for the contents, I'm going to use the ellipsis to set the easting with precision of a whole number. Select label text, press the arrow, and click OK. Now I'll have my easting, northing, and elevation. When I click OK, I now have a new style. In order to use that style, you'll simply want to go to the Prospector tab, and for the point group, right-click and go to Properties. Change the label style to the new style we created. And on the Overrides tab, make sure that you override the point label styles and click OK. This will force all of that point group to have the same label style, even if it doesn't have the same point style.